So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in a layer style around the words Island Paradise. Remember I said we're going to make those things pop. So first, let's deselect anything that we have selected. You can go select and deselect, or Command D for a Mac and Control D for Windows. All right, so now Island Paradise. We're going to make this pop a lot more. And we're going to do that by adding in a layer style. Bunch of different ways that you can do it. You can go up to the menus and stuff. I just double clicked right here. Boom. There it is. You can move the window around so that way you can see Island Paradise. Make sure that preview is clicked on, so any of the changes that you make, you can see it happen down below. All right, so what I want you to do is we're going to make sure that well, first of all, we want to go down to the drop shadow. We're going to add in a drop shadow. So we go down here to drop shadow, turn that on. And you want to make sure that use global light is turned on. Global light basically means that you can see the angle is 78 degrees, and that we can adjust the different angle for the shadow, etc. And what it means is that throughout the entire document, that's the angle that the main light is coming from. So on anything else where you say use global light, it will automatically adjust to this 78 degrees. If you change it, then all others change. So that way the sun, so to speak, is coming from the same angle. All right, so what I want you to do is make sure that your blend mode is set to multiply, that your opacity is 75, that your angle is 78 degrees, your distance is 5. Matter of fact, let me just zoom in right here. Size is 10 pixels, and that you have all of that. Okay? And you'll notice down here what it's done to Island Paradise. It's added in a nice little drop shadow. Talk about what each of these things actually do, and you can see down below as I make some changes. So first of all, the angle determines the lighting angle. So if I play around with this, you can see I am changing it. And and also the distance determines the offset distance for a shadow or the satin effect. So again, playing around, you can see how that changes. Okay, and the spread determines how gradually the shadow faces faces toward the edges. So as I bring the distance back and the shadow up here, yeah, actually that's good. That'll show really the distance. See that being adjusted. The spread, there it is, and of course the size of it. Now, notice that you'd think that, oh, okay, well, that's how big it is, but in actual fact, it really changes and the sharpness, doesn't it? See that? Okay. Through the magic of editing, I have returned my settings back to the way that I told you to. So I'm going to click on OK and apply it down there. Great. So let's take a look over here at what just happened. And you'll notice that the layer styles have these little visibility eyes next to them too. And this little FX shows you that it has a layer effects. So what I want you to do is you play around, turn off the eye. You'll notice, see, the drop shadow is turned off. If there were other effects in there, you'd be able to turn all of them off by just clicking on this eye here, the visibility. You can collapse all of these things right here by clicking on this little arrow. See that? And bring it up and down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually apply this drop shadow to the Hawaii layer. And what I want you to do is hover your mouse over top of the FX, and on Mac, hold down the Option key, Windows, hold down Alt, and you're going to drag it down to the Hawaii layer, and you're going to let go. And then it copies the effect on there. See that? So it's just copied that, and that looks really great. I like how that worked out. But now what we're going to do is we're going to add in a green stroke around the word Hawaii. So I want you to click on the effects. Actually, double click on effects. Did you see where I did that? Actually, I want just down right in here. If you double click, comes on up. And what we want to do is we want to select stroke. See how it automatically turns on? Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the pixels to 4. The position is going to be on the outside. Your opacity is going to be 100. Oh, the blend mode is going to be set to normal. A lot of times it's set to something else. And then what I want you to do is I want you to select a green, which is going to work nicely for your blend. If you want to, remember we did select from over here this green. You could even use this eyedropper and select other greens as you wish. Whatever it is that you want. I'm going to pick that one and say OK. Good. All right. So now say OK to apply that stroke. And now what we're going to do is we're going to play around with this flower right here. We're going to add a drop shadow and a satin sheen to it. All right. So I want to click V for the move tool, and if you hold down the control key for the Mac, right click for the for Windows, and you take a look at it, you will notice that you can select different layers right away. That is very handy when you want to just quickly select the right layer, because as you will find out in Photoshop, if it doesn't work, it's probably because you're not in the right layer. Okay, so let's select flower. Not flower 2, which is this purple guy down here, but flower. All right, so we're going to now apply a drop shadow. So we double click on this area. See where I double clicked? Down right here. Not on the thumbnail, but over here. And we turn on drop shadow. So, and the settings that we're going to use are the opacity of 60, the distance of 13, the spread of 9, and our blend mode is multiply. So let me just zoom in and let you see all of that, and you can freeze it as you wish. Okay, I am now going to also apply a satin finish to this. Our blend mode is also multiply, right? We're going to add a color to the blend mode, and what you want is you want something that's kind of close to fuchsia if you can, or so. Whatever it is that you think is going to work, you can always go back with adjustment layers and layer styles. You can go back and change it, and that's really nice. So I'm going to pick that right there. Opacity is 20. And our distance is 22, and that looks good to me. I'll zoom in so you can just copy, make sure you got everything you need. And I'm now going to hit OK. I'm going to turn the effects on and off so you can see what it just did. See that? Isn't that nice? I like that a lot.